Hey there, viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the first G1 Bumblebee in quite a while to be a normal retail release because, well, the last few were store exclusives because, well, we had the Netflix Bumblebee, which is just a retool of Cliff Jumper. We had the little Core class one that came with Spike. And then in Legacy, we had the Gold Bug in the 4-pack. A re-release of the little Core class one with Optimus Prime. And I think that was about it for G1 Bumblebees from War for Cybertron Trilogy to right now. And of course, for non-G1 Bumblebees, we have plenty, because we have the animated one, we've got plenty of movie ones. Got an upcoming one for the TF1 film. And we even got one for the friggin' War for Cybertron video game. But for G1B here, I think this is his... I'm pretty sure this is his first standard retail release figure in quite a while. So, yeah. But, well, looking at the box after quite a long ramble. Of course, we've got the standard Studio Series packaging. Of course, this is from the G1 movie. Of course, got a picture of B right there, just running at something. Number 29 in the Studio Series 86 subline. Of course, got him shouting. Maybe it's Spike, because, of course, Spike shouted, "Oh shit," in one scene. This side, got the same picture of Bumblebee just running at something. The back, got him in both modes. The depths of Unicron. And got the backdrop right there. And it says what he does in that scene where he's saved when Daniel comes to the rescue. As it says right there. So, yeah. And taking a look at the backdrop. Of course, got the fake one, but the actual backdrop. Pretty much looks like the same backdrop that Hot Rod came with, but yeah, pretty much it's the depths of Unicron. I think for once, this could be a backdrop that works the vehicle mode, because this could be the scene where this guy, I think Jazz and Cliff Jumper will transform and they drive out sort of Unicron's eye. So yeah, this kind of works. But of course, the backdrops are designed for robot mode, so we'll come back to this later. And now, let's look at this guy's car mode. And right off the bat, yeah, this isn't a full-on but this isn't a full-on Volkswagen Beetle. I guess they didn't want to do the licensing this time. So instead, this guy goes for the more Penny Racer style aesthetic, which I think he did have in the cartoon, if I remember correctly. But honestly, this guy just ends up resembling Bumper or Bumble Jumper. Like, he's got the square roof there. Yeah, he just looks like Bumper to me. Does this mean he's going to get retooled into Bumper? I kind of doubt it, but that would be cool, because, well, the front of the car still kind of looks like a Volkswagen, so maybe they could just retool the front of the car and give him a new head and that's it. So yeah, they could potentially do a Bumper, but I doubt that they will. Probably forgotten that Bumper exists, to be honest. But yeah, looking at the car mode, the front still sort of looks like a Volkswagen. Mine has a little speck on it right out of the box that I can't get off it. Well, just say that he flew into a bug flew into him or something. But yeah, the front still kind of looks like a Volkswagen, and this kind of looks like a separate piece, maybe. So if they wanted to do a Cliff Jumper down the road, they could just easily retool this to look more like a Porsche front. So they can still do a cliff jumper if they wanted to. The side, on my copy, it doesn't really tab in that well, unfortunately, but oh well. But we can see that the back wheels are much bigger than the front wheels, as per the original toy, which is a pretty cool reference. The back, unfortunately, we can't fit a penny into this, but oh well. At least we got the back windows. Looks pretty cool. There's a little port to plug in the gun, which I'll do later. Underneath, you can pretty much just see the hands right there. And you can sort of see how this guy's going to transform a little bit, because this guy's got kind of an interesting transformation. See that the wheels are all pinned in, so how does he roll? This guy rolls really well, which for Bumblebee, that fits. Honestly, like Bumblebee rolling really well, it's really fitting. So yeah, I quite like that. Now for more details, we can see the auto insignia on this side of the bonnet right there. And I think they even said when they showed this figure that they wanted it so this shows in the car mode but hides away in the robot mode, because on previous toys this either wasn't there or this was there but it shows in the foot in the robot mode, and normally like this is there in the car mode but hides away in robot mode in the cartoon. So they wanted a way to hide this in the robot mode, if I remember correctly, when they showed this guy off. So yeah, that's actually kind of cool. See that the windows aren't translucent, and honestly, I don't mind. Because honestly, I'm not a fan of translucent plastic. In fact, I recently broke my Legacy Knockout trying to transform it because of translucent plastic. So yeah, I'm a proponent for fuck translucent plastic. So the fact that this doesn't have any translucent plastic, I'm glad it doesn't. And honestly, I quite like how the windows look on this. Now for the accessories, he just comes with this, which is the little gun. And the way that this plugs in is, it just plugs onto the back, like so. So I guess now he can shoot like cars that try to overtake him. I say overtake, but I guess like he'd have to be on a UK roads because, you know, he'd be on the left side here. But well, there we go. Can I take a blast effect? Let's get a smaller one because this gun is so tiny. And yeah, this does take blast effects. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course, as I said, this can just plug in right there. There we go. Now, just before we transform him, let's do a comparison with some other bees. Festival, here he is with Classics Bumblebee, aka the one that started it, like all of this Chuck nonsense. Because remember, Classics is what started this whole generation stuff. And we can see, the Classics figure is meant to be, oh, what if G1 took place in modern day? Well, modern day for 2006, but yeah, it's all confusing, but it would have Transformers, but modern. Whereas this is a straight up reinvention of, this is a straight up remake of G1 Bumblebee, whereas this is a reinvention of him, I guess. And I still like this car mode, but sometimes it's just nice to have like what you saw on screen and just in the palm of your hand, but I still like this car mode. And we can see the size difference here, because keep in mind, these are both deluxes, but let's not get into that kind of worms right now. Like, we already did that when Airfry's Cliff Jumper Fest came out. Speaking of that mold, here he is with the Netflix mold, or in my case, here is Legacy Goldbug. And this is a full-on Volkswagen. Like, license and all. This is a full-on Volkswagen Beetle. Whereas this is just a little penny racer. And yeah, this has got the golden caramel color because it's Goldbug. And you can see that's still bigger, kind of. It's definitely longer. So it's more a realistic car mode. And it's even got the one singular mirror that the Volkswagens have, whereas this has two. So, yeah. Now that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. And overall, I quite like it. I mean, sure, my copy doesn't really tap in that well on this side, but still, I quite like this vehicle mode. So, getting this guy transformed. So, the transformation on this guy is kind of interesting, actually. So, just gonna start off by getting the back of the car out the way. Because, well, unlike the Netflix version, this does not come off. So, there's no parts for me to worry about, thank Primus. But I'm just going to take the front of the car. And that just moves forward, like so. The hips move down. And then these hinges move down. Like so. So now I've got the legs. These little black bits are just going to move down. These long black strips in the doors are going to flip down. Doors themselves are going to close. And then these little black bits are going to just clip into these black bits here. And that's going to create a little base so he's not standing on these front wheels. Which is actually kind of clever. And I'll just put legs here. Unhinge this peg here so we can just move the front of the car forward like so. Unpeg the arms from each other. Rotate the back wheels around like so. And just push them back in like that. Open up the hood of the car, well, not the hood. Open up the top of the car. And the head is resting in here, so we just get the head out. Backpack just rests there. And then just get the arms down. And here we have Bumblebee in robot mode. If I can get him to stop tilting. So, yeah. And that's quite a simple transformation. Like, there are some bits that you don't expect, like how the back wheels turn around. But still, that's quite a Bumblebee-esque transformation. I especially like how the legs transform. Because, of course, the symbol on the hood's no longer there. So, yeah. And well, the resulting robot mode, I mean, come on, it's G1 Bumblebee before the movies turned him into, well, freaking cash making machine, and before TF1 turned him into Badassatron. Yeah, just have a quick 360 of him. Of course, we can see that the backpack's no longer a separate piece, so you don't have to worry about losing that. The head, I mean, come on, that's literally just you and Bumblebee's head. Like, I don't have the actual Netflix Bee head to compare it with, but, like, this is a really good looking head sculpt. And just giving him the gun back again. Like, yeah, it's just the generic Autobot gun from the show. Like, Ironhide and Ratchet also have this, and for whatever reason, Pablo or the Rise of the Beast Wheeljack also has this, but still. And yeah. And of course, this gun can still take blast effects. So we can just like flick a random one on, like so. Unfortunately, there's no longer holes in their feet to plug in blast effects or weaponizers or whatever, but eh. So yeah, I think this is probably the definitive G1 Bumblebee now. And I can definitely see this getting retooled into Cliff Jumper one day, as they normally do. But maybe also other characters, like maybe also Hubcap. And like as I said before, this might be unlikely, but maybe also Bumper. Like, I think the only things that they would have to change are the head and the feet. Like, just give him a new head and some new feet, but I could maybe see like a Bumper happening. Maybe like a Legacy or Generations Prime 4-pack or something. But yeah, I do doubt that they'll ever do a Bumper. Although it would be cool because this is the second time that Bees had this Bumper-esque vehicle mode now. And because Bumper is just so damn obscure with his origins, I highly doubt that they're going to do one. But I mean, they did do Red Wing back in Siege, so who knows? And you know what? Let's put on with some of the other Bumblebees. So here's classics. And just remember, both deluxes. But yeah, this is a price point now, but still, it's kind of nice just seeing the first generation style B with the newest one. It's like we've come a long way. Like we've done a lot in 18 years. Like, this is still a really good figure, but this is like this just looks like it jumped off the screen. Like, it's not masterpiece levels of amazing. Like MP22 or 21. It's like MP21. I mean, like not the newer one, but still. But the classics one still has charm. Just keep in mind, this one had a damn jet ski that turned in. Like, this one had a damn jet ski that turned into a freaking jetpack. So, yeah. If we can actually get this on, there we go. So that's one thing that Studio Series doesn't have. But yeah, like, these two are still like really good figures. And here he is with Goldbug. And we can see that these two are pretty much around the same size. It's just that Goldbug has parts forming because, of course, the back of the car has to come off. And because this was a cliff jumper retool, it had all these damn parts. So, yeah, like every version of this mold had to come with these bits because Cliff Jumper came with them just so he had that one bazooka from that one episode. Whereas the Studio Series version, he doesn't have to worry about that. And I'm sure when they do this as Cliff Jumper, like they're not going to include it. So yeah. So just comparing these two, yeah, this one looks better. But how does this guy pose? Well, his head can go side to side. If you use this joint, then he can sort of look down. But like his head's pretty much on a ball joint, so he can sort of look up. He can sort of look up and down. The arms are on ball joints, so they can move. He can T-pose. Got a bicep rotation there. Wrist rotation. 90 degrees of elbows. Waist rotation. He can kick forward. He can kick back. I guess the foot can move, but what I'm trying to do is move the knee, which is about 90 degrees. But yeah, the foot can move if you want to do that. Got a bit of ankle pivot there. And thigh rotation. So yeah, quite poseable. Like, I'd argue that the ankle pivot's not as good as the Netflix Bee. Like, that was really good, but still, this is really good articulation, and overall, this is a really good figure. Like, if I just bring in the backdrop again, we can see that, yeah, this looks really good. So, complaints. Well, on my copy, the doors don't really peg in that well, but that's more of a QC issue on my copy. Like, it might be perfectly fine. But for actual complaints, I mean, I guess we can call this Sunstreaker syndrome, but of course we got the yellow paint right here. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like painted, whereas that's plastic. Like, it's hard to notice, but I'm pretty sure it's painted. So it's a bit of a yellow mismatch, but it's nowhere near as bad as the for a Sunstreaker mold. So, but for actual complaints, honestly, I'm struggling to think of any. So maybe more just trying to get everything tabbed into the vehicle mode, but that's about it. Like, I could go ahead and complain about the size, but come on, like, we're over that with Firefly's Cliff Jumper. Like, just because it's deluxe class does not mean it has to be the same size as Legacy Cybertron Hotshot. It's a price point. So, yeah, and, like, this is still a really good figure. So, yeah. So, do I recommend this guy? Absolutely. I mean, come on, it's Bumblebee. And this is a vast improvement over whatever the Netflix version was. Like, that had parts forming, that had that weird bazooka thing that Bumblebee never had because it was from Cliff Jumper. Like, sure, that had a more realistic vehicle mode, but I like the penny race vehicle mode of this guy. I mean, sure, maybe it's taken from Bumper, maybe it's not, but still. And it's kind of accurate to the cartoon anyway, because I think he had a more penetration vehicle modes in the cartoon anyway. But yeah, this is a really good Bumblebee, and probably the best one so far, because we might get another one in a few years' time. But yeah, I definitely recommend this guy. And I definitely hope that we get a Cliff Jumper soon. Because remember, Cliff Jumper was in the film. So, yeah. So, this has been my review on Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, and this is Charlie Young, signing off.